Usually when I do that, I kind of point to one of my screens and say technology gain. All right, so as I told you before, yesterday we did a real lengthy demonstration on different forms of gray screen paints. And this is something I've been requesting for a long time from other people who have gray screen paints. And if you put all your gray screen paints together, or different forms of gray screen paints, how does yours stack up as in contrast, white levels, colors, and all that stuff? Now, I done demonstrations against my black silver, which I showed that demonstration against other forms of other screens. And as you can see, the black silver is able to produce better contrast, color, and so forth. So there is a difference in our technology and our own technology versus our own technology, which I had taken my screens and put them against each other, showing that they had the ability to be able to blend in to each other, or screens that had the ability to pull contrast levels when sitting close to black screens to mimic the other screen when doing a side-by-side demonstration. Actually, one screen here, one screen there. If you lay one against another, it actually shows its true identity. Now, one of the problems I see in some screen paints is the fact that they kind of all blend in together. So it's kind of like you're actually looking at something that pretty much you probably could make over at Home Depot or Lowe's easily. Now, we have some individuals, and we had it before, some individuals that will try to make our products or try to produce our products. And this is hard to do because keep in mind, in order for you to be able to do a 12, an 8, a 7, any of the screen paints we develop, you would have to mimic every single demonstration under one of these screens. And these screens have to go through around 30 different forms of tests, including outside demonstrations. Now, if you can't pass any of those tests, well, you don't come close to a 12. Keep in mind, 12s are black, but they're a different shade of black. If you notice when you look at our technology, it has different colors to it, like the blue, the golds, all those have different weird, strange colors to them because that keeps anybody from trying to mimic the product because they can't figure out what the color is. Same thing like the black silvers. The black silvers, when you shake them up, they have this funny kind of color code that goes across them. Kind of hard to figure those things out. So like I said, we don't worry about that kind of stuff. But I'm going to show you over here what we have here. Now, we got some white paint that I had downstairs in the basement. And this is the HD screen paint, which I'm a little curious because, like I said, it's a silver. It's not white. It's a kind of very, very light gray, but it's not white, okay? So we can exclude it's not a white screen. It's not white painted altogether. The large screen that you're seeing, this is Crow's do-it-yourself free mix. This is what this is right here. I have a demonstration of me painting the screen on when I first figured out exactly how to make this product. And it's very easy to make. Keep in mind, for this individual who's ranting and carrying on and acting up, it's his own doing. No one went in there and made his paint without his permission. He had a YouTube video displaying how to make his product, and it was him on the video in his home displaying how to make it. He pulled the video, but like I said, we already recorded it. We got a recording of it showing him actually making this product and showing you how to make the product. Now, the problem we have here is the fact that, say he made this product about 5 years ago, right? And say the stuff he has now doesn't even match anything he made 5 years ago. That's a different story. He was giving away for free. He advanced his screen paints. None of that stuff matches his stuff he had. So be it. But the strange thing about it is that the very same paint that he was showing you how to make for free actually matches a personal mix very, 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 very close. Almost so close that it blends into the screen. So right there tells you that at one point he was actually giving this paint for free and decided to sell the exact same thing, which shows me that when I saw that, that means his base coat is basically black and white paint. That's what it is, because that's what he shows in the demonstration. He shows him basically taking 2 tablespoons of black paint and putting it into some flat white paint. And if that's the case, and that's your base, that means every single paint that you make will react the same way, because how it's done is you add in more to make the screen darker. You're adding less to make the screen lighter. Now, see, look, I'll show you right here. Can't deny this. This is your home, man. This is you. You can't get upset with me about this. You can't get angry with me about this. This is your stupidity that caught up with you. Here you are displaying a video of you making this product. This is you in this video. So you can't say that, oh, somebody made my paint without my permission. You did this to yourself. So let's come here. Let's see this real quick. Let me make sure this is running. There we go. I should have my stand down here because I should not be holding this. Let me pause and let me go grab a stand for this because I don't like this. But yeah, that's you in that video showing people how to make it. And then the crazy thing about it is the very paint that you were showing people how to, you were giving away for free, literally matches the paint that you're now selling that I paid $104 for. So let me show you. Because like I said, he's going to play Mr. Oh, I'm the victim. I never did anything wrong at all, period. And doesn't really, he went in and pulled the video already. The video is pulled. So he pulled the video. That video was sitting there all that time. When you think that the 27,000 people who saw the video would have noticed that, hey, man, you had 27,000, close to about 20,000 people saw that video. When you think of any one of those people in that video who saw that would have went back and said, wait a minute, he's charging for paint now, would have done a side-by-side with the free stuff versus the stuff you're selling and saw a match, that's your table. And that's sure enough ain't mine. I don't have anything in my house that looks like that at all, period. And that's sure, I don't play your voice because I don't do that kind of nonsense, but that is you, buddy. That is you showing. Hey, he pulled the video. You can't find the video. He pulled the video. He pulled the video the minute it got exposed. He pulled the video. That video has been sitting on his account for a while. There's your measuring up, showing that the tablespoon right there. Now, what I did was I showed the video. I went in my kitchen. I made the exact same mix that you just made and put it on that sample sheet behind me. That's one. Now, the reason why I had to put in 6 because I had a teaspoon. It takes 3 teaspoons to equal a tablespoon, so I had to put in 6. And even hints in the video saying, I wonder what would happen if I put in maybe 3 or 4 more shades of black. So that's pretty much what he's doing. So I'll go back here, grab my roller. I got the screen, so that's the screen right there. You're seeing right there, laying on the floor. And I go right back to my kitchen. I make the same thing. It doesn't have to be that particular paint. It just has to be black and white. That's all it has to be. Because don't make it sound like, no, you have to have this particular brand right here. No, you don't. Just has to be black and white. It reacts the exact same way. Now, let me give you a little heads up, my man. We don't have any white paint in any of our products. It's a bad solution. It actually clouds the image. We don't use it. So there's my black paint right there. I got in my container. Here's my white paint, same one I have here on the floor. Let me make it a little hard for those of you that are making screen paint. Don't add in white paint. White paint basically clouds the judgment of the image. Don't do that. I gave you a tip on how not to make screen paint. Do not put white paint in it. What it causes, it clouds the judgment. Now you have to figure that part out. What part of the judgment does it cloud? But it does cloud the judgment. You gotta be careful because there was some residue at the top. I didn't want it spilling all over my countertop. So I had to make sure I take a sponge, go around the top of it, soak up as much as I possibly can. Like I said, all that time, hype man, telling you something that he was giving away for free. Same, I guarantee you, like I said, any mix that he's making right now, I guarantee you that it involves some kind of white paint. And he's trying to tell you, oh, it's completely different. Why do you think he doesn't run any of the tests? You ever realize he doesn't do any of the demonstrations? If I do a demonstration test, and I'm going to do a demonstration of all the tests that we do on our screens, on that right there, all 3 of those screens, I guarantee at least one will fail. They won't make it through. That's the reason why he doesn't do any tests or any real serious demonstrations from the door, because automatically the screens are going to wash out and fade. The first thing he does is paint the screen, put it against his wall, turn out the lights, hit it with a projector, zoom up on the screen and say, look how beautiful the image looks. I don't do any of those demonstrations. That screen wouldn't be able to make it. People have been making, you know how old this product is, how to making this paint is, how old it is. Go way back to 2012, 2011, 2010. This is a YouTube mix. The black and white paint is called the YouTube mix. That's how they were making it back in the day. Now this one I have to put in 6 because like I said, I'm using a teaspoon. But like I said, it's the same thing. That's what it is, the same thing. The same thing. That's all it is. You make it at home right now. Go down, go to the store, get yourself some black paint. Make it right now. It'll do the exact same thing. I'm gonna show you right here. Move it a little bit. Show we're painting the screen in. That's the screen right there. You see him right there? That's the same screen right there. I just painted in the video. The same surface. Why do you think he doesn't do any other challenges? Because I know, in fact, I used to make this stuff way back in 2010. I used to make this stuff. It was a little different under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. You want to know what's on Digital One Crystal Screen Paint? Because we don't make this stuff anymore. We really don't care. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint was white and black paint mixed with glitter. If you look at my old videos, it was glitter clustered through all my demonstrations. Mixed with glitter. Mixed with silver paint. They might put a little bit of silver Metallica paint in there, like the liquid. I'll put a little bit of that in there. That's what it was. And I guarantee if I made that stuff right now, it'll react the same way as that stuff over there would react. If you notice, any screen paint that he makes, whether it be the Frankenstein, whether it be the Cinema Mix 2.0 or whatever he makes, they all sit in the exact same demonstration. Dark environment, high power projector. Now, keep in mind, it's not just him. There are other people who do the exact same thing. From some of the videos I've seen and some of the screen paints I've seen already, a lot of those screen paints are done in dark environments. These screens are not designed to be ambient light projection. They're not designed to take on any form of real serious ambient light. You put them in an environment and you pull on any kind of contrast demonstrations. Like when I was doing upstairs, Pacific Rim. Do you know what Pacific Rim would look like in that environment? That's a 5,000 lumen projector. That screen would wash out upstairs. We're going to do that demonstration soon. We're going to take it upstairs to do Pacific Rim at nighttime on that black versus that black screen. All right, so this is all paint dried. I got against the wall right there. That's me painting the same sheet in that I need to do against the other larger screens. I'm going and washing my hands. So I'm grabbing this sample sheet right now out of my drawer. These are all my sample sheets I keep. And keep in mind, I have unboxings on all your screen paints, which means I should display your screen. That's an old sample sheet I bought in, I think, in 2018. I painted in 2018. Look at the condition of it. Now, anybody could have did this. Anybody could have came on your channel and go, what's this? Saw that video and go, I wonder. And bought it already and painted the side of their screen with it, and they would have gotten the same reaction. Man, mind you, close to 20, I think 28,000 people saw that video. So out of 28,000 people who saw that video, somebody did some side-by-sides. Turned on a high-powered projector. My projector doesn't sit that far from the screen over there. Throw the fan on. Show the image right there. You can go. I'm put the video at the bottom of the link so you can go through it. Let me make sure I'm gonna put this video right at the bottom of the link so you can watch it yourself. Now that's the free mix I just made right there. Now mind you, like I said, he's been canceling our orders left and right. What do you think he's been canceling our orders for like crazy? All our orders get canceled by him. Every order we put across, automatically cancel, 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 cancel. There you go. There's his personal mix right up against his screen paint mix he was giving away for free. Blended in perfectly. Without hesitation, it blended in perfectly. Now keep in mind, all the other people that we're doing reviews on projection screen paints are selling their products as it is. Some are basically saying that basically gives you the best contrast levels and stuff like that. But the only reason why they're saying that is because they're not sitting behind a black screen. What they should be doing is they should be testing their screens against another black or darker surface to see if they need to improve their contrast levels instead of making that statement, because you really can't make that statement because their screens are not behind another black screen, or maybe they never even heard of a black screen. They at least a darker gray screen than the that their screen paint makes the darkest, pulls up the best contrast level if you're not testing against a darker screen. So there you go. Match absolutely perfectly. We got two surfaces here. We're going to paint one side. This is already using the do-it-yourself mix. We're going to put the other guy's screen paint here, which is HD screens, and we're going to put the white screen paint here. Well, actually, it's not a white screen paint. It's kind of like a colonial white. That's what it is, a colonial off-white. So, you know, that's why I tell people that, look, when you go in, you buy paint. You can't just go in and go, oh, can I get some white paint? You know, like, what kind of white paint do you want? White comes in multiple shades. So if you come out of here, let me see if I can come out of it real quick. Out of this video, and you put in, let's go to Google, and you put in, let's see, bring you guys up a little higher up. Like I said, you can't get upset at anybody. You gotta get upset with them. Gotta make free paint, and on top of that, the paint actually matches the paint that he's selling. Let me see, shades of black. So here you go. Let's go to images right here. So these are all the shades of the color black. Black comes in multiple colors, as you can see. There you go. Those are all the different shades of black. Just like if you want to ask for different shades of gray, gray comes in multiple shades of gray, blue comes in multiple shades of blue, and so forth. Colors come in more colors, as in red, green, blue, orange, whatever, purple. There you go. All right, so that being said, let's go over here real quick and let's have a look at these particular screens here. I'm going to blow this up right there and leave that right there running. And we're going to go back and we're going to start painting in our screens to see exactly if there's different here. Now keep in mind, like I said, the other fellow has the HD screen paint. He did make some statements that his product does bring up the best contrast levels, but like I said, if he never tested his product against a darker gray screen, which he should have tested his product against a darker gray screen, he would have found out that his screen paint does not bring up the best when it comes to contrast levels, but it does bring up the best when it comes to white levels. That I can honestly say. It does pull up a higher white level, even higher than Crow's Mix. All right, so what we're going to do here first, the whole entire screen is a do-it-yourself free mix, which I got for free off of Crow's channel, which is now deleted. And I want to show you how light of a gray this is. Now, if you look at it, it looks white. That's not white. That's an actual kind of light gray. That's what it has. This, on the other hand, is white. That's white right there. That's gray. So it's not his paint is not, he didn't keep in mind there's no label on it. He sent me this without a label. I contacted and talked to him about the day. He knew about the demonstration, so it doesn't make a difference. I have you on my eBay account, so I know I paid for this. So anyway, and next time, be a little more professional, send a label. I will be ordering from you again. I expect to get a label next time. All right, so we're gonna paint him on this side and so forth. We don't have any frog tape here, so we just have to go with what we have. All right, so first things first, we're going to put his in the middle, right there. That's where his is going to go. And let's paint his in right now. It's acquired. It's a little thin. I'll tell you what, the reason why I think, and his demonstration, he gives you a demonstration sheet he gives you. He wants you to paint it in an up and down robot formation because it is very thin. And it has a distinct smell to it. It's not a bad smell. It's not a strong odor whatsoever. But it's a familiar smell on something I used to work with back in the day when I used to paint. I'm not going to tell you what it is because that's his business. You'll have to figure that one for yourself. But I automatically can tell by the smell of it what's in it. Woo, knocked over my freaking plant. But I can tell what it is. I used to work with this stuff when I used to make screen paint. And it has a very interesting sweet smell to it. You'll figure it out. I'm not here to unravel his mystery here. I'm just here to do it side by side to see how close these screen paints come together. And again, like I said, no matter how angry the Crow Boys get, and I really don't care and give a flying fish about how angry they get, it was your buddy in that video displaying his product, showing you how to make it. And now you got a mix that he's selling that blended right into that screen with no freaking problem whatsoever. So it came out to be, it's funny how all this time you called me the scammer and you came out to be the scammer. I told you how God works. Whatever's in the dark comes out in the light. You ever heard the term before? Whatever's in the dark comes out in the light. All that time you was going around calling everybody else. I'm pretty sure you probably did the same dirt to me that you did to other people, because I got a comment at the interesting comment in one of my videos of somebody who developed paint, and he brought you up about you basically being a person who makes everybody believe that you're better than everybody else. The day is your reckoning, my friend. The day is your reckoning. And I'll tell you right now, if any one of my, today I actually put out an order for anyone in California that I had ties over there to buy your product. I'm going to match every last one of them against this do-it-yourself mix you made. I'm curious how many of them actually match his screen. And I'm pretty sure, I'm really going on a limb here, there's going to be quite a lot of them. If that's the case, he's been selling you a product that literally he was giving it to you for free. Even bolder, even more bolder, he had it on his channel the entire time. The entire time it was on his channel. But he probably figured none of you would figure it out. Think about that one. On his channel the entire time. That's bold. That is really, really bold. The entire time he had it on there. Now, the minute he got exposed for it, if you go on his channel, it's not there anymore. He removed the video. So that video was sitting on there for quite some time, whatever date it was, I think 2015, it's been sitting on there. And then all of a sudden, the minute you get exposed, you go pull the video. So his product is a little thinner, so it requires a little bit. I can't be going, I can't do all that. I got to be careful how I roll this on. It's a little bit thinner. So you got to be a little bit more gentle with it. That's all. So that's done right there. That would be, that's his paint. All right, I'm going to clean up my roller, and then we're going to go with the white paint next. Now, see what Mr. Crow don't understand is that you ever look at a 12 next to a motorized projection screen? Do you know a 12 does not match the trim on a motorized projection screen? Well, it's black, but it doesn't match the shade of the trim on a motorized projection screen. Now, an extreme black, on the other hand, can blend into a border, can blend into the framing around a motorized projection screen, because an extreme black is actually blacker than a 12. So basically, based on what he's trying to mix together, and like I said, adding in a white product into it, no, you don't do it that way. Anytime you develop technology, white is never included. White clouds the judgment. I would like to see him try to make a black paint and sell it. But then again, no, him, it'll probably be a whole bunch of black, or they vice versa. I forgot to tell you about the vice versa theory. The vice versa and screen paint is this. Let me show you this. All right, so usually, and I'll tell you how we did it back in the day, how we did it. If I'm gonna do a darker mix, the problem is you can't put white paint into something you're trying to make darker. That defeats the purpose. You have to do it vice versa, which means that you have to, if you're doing a dark gray, what you would do is you would basically put more black than white. If you're doing a gray, you put more white than black. Kind of like, you understand what I'm talking about here, right? It's like if you have a glass of all black paint, you would make the majority of the base would be black, and then you would mix in 2 teaspoons of white to make it a dark gray. That's how they do it. There you go, just taught you something. That's how they do it. But if you were doing a gray, you would do it vice versa. You would basically put in, majority of it would be white, and you would put 2 teaspoons of black. That's how UV was made. I know, because when we made the D5K, with the screen paint we developed, it was constructed the same way. It's just that when I got to a certain point in developing screen paints, I realized that all those different combinations of pigments that you're dropping in there is basically clouding the judgment of the picture, and therefore had to be removed. So he has to figure out, how in the world are you making screens that are one color but can transfer it to another color? And it doesn't change colors. If you look at it, it still remains the same color, much as in blue technology. Yeah, let's figure that out. He's still in the whole old-fashioned screen paint, do-it-yourself YouTube paint. That's what he's doing. So let me show you why this is dry. The theory I was explaining to you. It's the opposite. The reason why I can show you all this stuff because I don't care. We don't deal in that freaking level of freaking developing screen paints anymore. We don't do stuff like that anymore. Right there for me. Now we're not making this product, we're making a D5K. D5K! Yeah. All right. Let's shoot it up somewhere. Or, this is what you could do. Very simple. Just go buy some dark gray primer and just put about 2 teaspoons of black in it. That's all you got to do. Same thing. It's the same thing. Showing you how it's done. That's all it is. Same thing. Dark gray primer. It's the same stair step. Same stair step, same scenario. You put in 2 tablespoons of black into dark gray primer, and it turns into a UV automatically. He just showed you how to do it. He literally just showed you how to. I'm not going to do this because this will be going too far. I'm going to push it too far with that. I'll make his product right there on camera. He really get ticked. Now I'm going to leave it at he did it. I'm going to leave it at he did it to himself. That's what we're going to leave it at. We're not going to even enter that area right there. We're going to leave that alone. We'll leave it at he did it to himself because he did show you. He showed you how to make his base formula. He literally showed you how to do it. All you got to do now is just basically just use your imagination. Either 2 teaspoons is the base. So 2 teaspoons of the base, tablespoons of the base. That means anything you put in 4 and above, change your tone. If you put in less than there, that means your tone is going to get lighter. Put 1 in there, it's going to be lighter. You put 2 in there, it's going to be a little darker. You put 3 in there, that's all you're doing. It's just adjusting. It's like adjusting the contrast on a TV. That's pretty much what you're doing. That's all. The white paint is basically the base of it. The black paint controls the contrast. The problem with that is it comes up dirty. Some people, they put in less and the white levels come up higher, but then the contrast suffers. But then they put in more and the contrast levels are good, but the white levels suffer. It's an in-between area. There's no perfect setting that you can actually get it just right. I've been through it. I've done it already with digital and crystal screen paint. That's where you want a different direction. Let me tell you what something. When I went to Home Depot, and I was getting some paint made for a room I was painting upstairs, I watched how they dropped that Pigma into that paint. Now the Pigma was pure, but the paint was dirty. So what you have to do is you have to figure out how to make an element that basically does not require the base at all, period. It has to be pure. In order to be pure, it has to be pure so light can transfer through it. It doesn't muddle the light. It doesn't make the light muddy. That's what you got to figure out. But now we got beyond that because now we figured out it doesn't make a difference what base we use because now we figured out how to have a chemical that we can drop in the base that allows the projector to read color even if the screen is blue. That's what I love about blue. Because when people stare at it, and I've had people contact me, even people with big companies say, how the frick are you guys doing that? That screen is blue, but it's producing some of the beautiful white colors and so forth because it's not the surface that basically does the job. It's the coating within the surface that does it. That's why I can take a gray screen and throw it against a black screen. It'll blend in because that screen can read. His stuff, on the other hand, remains the same color. Whether it be gray, I put it on white, it's going to be gray. I put it on black, it's going to be gray. All right, so let's move on over here. Of course, we're going to go to another level. Once I get the that Sun Killer integrated into the screen, we already got a base already for integrating that game we had sitting outside. It took that hit from the sun and the color coding. We already are working on a base for a screen already, and it's going to be like nothing you ever seen in your entire life. I guarantee you, bar none on that. It won't be a screen paint form, by the way. It's our own signature formula for our screens. You can tell much. You want me to stick it in any category whatsoever. Blue's already sitting in a category by themselves. You can go to AVS Forms right now and say, hey, what do you guys know about a blue screen? They couldn't tell you jack about it. They can tell you about a blue screen is it's used for special effects. That's all they can tell you. We got a screen that's purple. Remember the purple screen we developed? That purple screen too that has that coating in it. But the new technology, you'll see that in 2021 that we're working on. Oh yeah, it's way beyond what we're doing right now. Way beyond. It's going to be interesting to watch. Let me get my rollers right quick, because I got to paint that white paint painted on that side right there. That's what I got to do. Oh, good news, good news, good news. So, I talked to Uline today. I got my containers coming in today and tomorrow. Got my labels, get ready to cut them out. Everything's going to be printed out. Already talked to the postal worker. They're going to bring the truck around on Wednesday. Boom. Everything is going to be done. I love it. I love having my work done. Because my stuff comes in today from my upstairs area, my little Japanese room. I'm trying to do a Japanese little tea room. Every night, you turn to a little tea room. All right, let me get my rollers and my stuff up here. Get this done. Get started. Get this party started. Yeah. All right, let me see. Ah, God, I didn't put that there, did I? Did I? No, I didn't put that there. I'm gonna mess my. I'm just gonna pull my clothes up. Yeah. He just should have covered it. He should have. He just bottom line it all together. Just stupid, stupid, stupid. Just stupid. And call anybody an idiot. And I really do. Again, I don't like calling anybody an idiot, but come on. You kidding me? Can't get mad at me, buddy. I'm gonna say that over and over and over till the cows come home. You can't get mad at me. You're mad at yourself. That's what you should be. And at that, why in the world would you even make your formula so close to the one you was giving away? Why would you do that? Anybody could have came in here and did the same thing I'm doing right now. And I'm pretty sure a few people figured it out. Pretty sure. But he puts on such a fantastic show, Smoke and Mirrors. I'm going to tell you right now, you're the greatest showman right now. That's what you are, greatest showman. You put on this great big show about this, that, and the other, and all these specifications, and I'm about to blend your screen with white paint. Well, actually, it's not white paint. This is called Colonial. It's Colonial white, or more like an eggshell, flat white paint. I use it for doing demonstrations to test our black technology against when we do demonstrations for displays outside. For projection screen setups. So that's what we use it for. But we're going to use it for a different demonstration on here. Now, over here we have his paint. That's the HD screen paint. This is both Crow's do-it-yourself mix. We're going to coat one of these with the white paint. I think the one you can see the most would be on this side. So we'll do this side right here. Now, I need a bigger piece of that because I got to put a sample sheet against that one. So we'll do this one over here. We'll do this one right there. Also want to see how this one comes to that one. That's also 12. Mad at me, upset with me because of your lacking of stupidity. Why the frick would you have that up there to begin with? Like you asking to be caught from doing something stupid. I told you, that's like, I guarantee that's the equivalence of having Fort Knox and you got the code keys on a billboard right next to the building talking about, well, how the frick did it get in? They had to be masterminds. Freaking masterminds. When you turn around, what made you look so guilty is you turn around and you basically deleted the video at the same time my video came up showing you doing it. That makes it even worse. Deleted that video quick. And you're going to tell people, oh no, it's different. What I have here is different. It's not the same thing, it's different. Well, if it's different, you got no problem with doing any side-by-side demonstrations with your product versus the mix you can make online so we all can see. We all know how it's made. So you shouldn't have any problem making that, doing a simple side-by-side. My rollers are getting dull. That's where the scratch line comes from. That comes from the rollers being dull. I ordered new rollers. They won't be here tomorrow until tomorrow. But we'll get that rolled over. Yeah, get this nice and clean. What do I have on here? Do I have something dirty on here? Let me see. I have something dirty. It's just a roller. Huh. Rolled over. Oh, it is the roller. Hold on a minute. Might be getting a little dirt off the roller. We are getting a little dirt off the roller. Let me see what we got going on here. Let me clean this up a little better. Get you guys off of that right there all together. There we go. And you'll lean it on the rag. On here. Sound a little better. Yep. It's kind of. You just got caught. That's all you got caught scamming people. That's what happened. Got caught scamming people. I sit there and call everybody out scammers and call people this and call people that. Try to make people's screen paint seem to be this, that, and the other. The entire time he was scamming everybody, making money off of them, selling them a product that you gave away for free. And get mad because you get caught. Should be issuing people apologies. That's what you should be doing. You should be on your channel telling people I'm sorry for what you did. That's what you should do. Apologize. I think that's the reason why you made sure that we weren't going to be able to order that product. If that was the case, I would have deleted the video. I sat there and deleted the video. We're going to do that. That's going to do it. Two things you should have did. Number one, you should have designed this product to be completely different from the original one he was giving away for free. That's what you should have did. First one you should have did. You should have developed a different, totally different scale of product, different from the one you were giving away, knowing that somebody could come and do this to you. Or you basically should have just pulled the video. Why you left it up there, I don't even know. I couldn't even explain that one. My business partners are laughing their heads off because they're saying that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do in the line of business. You're a hobbyist. You're not a hobbyist. The minute you transfer money to your hand does not make you a hobbyist anymore. You have conducted business. Knock yourself out. Make a product. We don't care. We know how we design our technology. We know how hard it is to make it. But your stuff, on the other hand, from what I just learned, from basically just making that right there and what I just saw, I can make everything you have right now, literally, easily. And I can show them how people how to do it. But I'm not going to do that. Because that's wrong, Crow. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not dirty like you. I'm not going to go out and show people how to make. So that's them. People do it, that's them. That's them. That's what they got to deal with. At the end of the day, like I said, I got to answer to God for what I do. But this right here, you had this coming. And like I said, it ain't like no one would have found out. Anybody would have found out. They just had to stumble across the video and just put two and two together. That's all. But when it wasn't rocket scientists trying to find it, it popped up. As a matter of fact, all you had to do was type in screen paint and it popped up, literally. Showing off your video at 27,000 hits, how to make this product. And all somebody had to do was go, well, gee whiz, I wonder what happens if I put these two together, what would happen? And boom, that's what happened. It matched. That's just your problem. Wow. I still can't get over that. I think I was on gaming and freaking Cold War, and we were talking about that. Like, yeah, I got some particular individual who left a video up showing them how to very make the pot and it matched. And the guy was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I said, yeah, dead serious. I didn't mention your name. They need to know that. It was just kind of hilarious. That's like buying a Bugatti and taping the key to the side of the door. That's what that's like. and then complain because your car got stolen. Wow. You know why we do so many crazy psychotic tests on our products? Because we know for a fact that anyone who's going to try to match our demonstrations, first thing, try to touch our stuff is going to match those demonstrations. First, they got to figure out the color codes first. Then you got to be able to make sure that whatever chemicals you drop in there don't marry all together, because it's not made by the standards of your product. That's the sad thing about it, because he thinks it's made by the standard of how he makes his products. No, you're way off from there. But your stuff, man, 2 teaspoons of black and white paint. I was making that way back in the day. I was making digital and crystal screen paint. Same thing. Way before you ever came out. Put a couple teaspoons of black into some white paint. Get that nice gray texture. There you go. There's your base right there. Now you got to add something to make it shimmer a little bit. Sometimes you add a little gold glitter. Sometimes you add a little of that silver glitter. Don't use that. Use the hobby glitter, because the hobby glitter will leave giant flakes in there, and that doesn't basically submerge well with the paint. So you go over and get that fine glitter that you get over at Lowe's, Varsity or Vesty or whatever that stuff is called. Sprinkle that stuff into it. And then if you want to add a little kick to it, which it'll never see it because, like I said, it's a clouded chemical. Some people, what they do is they'll take like half a cup of Metallica paint and they'll drop it in there. Yeah, that's the ingredients for digital and crystal screen paint. I guarantee if I made it, it'll blend right into your screen. That's what it was. Let's get this to dry and let's set this up. I want to see what it looks like with that the paint next to it. Let's get it to dry. Chuck, I tell you one thing, this guy's paint right here has amazing drying time. It does, because that crap dries. Not saying it's crap, sorry about that, dude. Your paint dries very fast. Yeah, his paint has an amazing drying time. So see how it went on white and now it's gray? That's interesting. See that? It looked white when it went on, didn't it? Now it's gray. This right here, that's the UV. That's a personal mix. That's a do-it-yourself mix. And that right there is white paint. So let's set up. We're going to be using the Chrissy Big Boy projector today. We're going to be using our sexy. We're going to be using our the 1080p projector. We're not going to slack on this one. We're going to bring out the big boy projector we've been using before. We're going to do our demonstration right there. And let's see what we get. Off contrast levels, white levels, colors, all that good stuff. I still got another guy coming in. I've got 2 more screen paints coming in. So we got to build a bigger screen. Must build a bigger screen. All right, so let's see what we want to get here. Take this and bring this over here like so. We get some tape so we can take Crow's personal mix right next to his do-it-yourself screen paint mix. That's what we're calling. That's a Metallica mix. The do-it-yourself screen paint mix is basically the Metallica mix. I don't know why he calls it Metallica, because there's no form of silver or glitter or anything in it whatsoever. So I don't know why he came up with that name, but that's what he calls it. So like I said, when I come on here and I make this stuff, we're doing demonstrations. We're not going to call it anything else. We're not going to make it anything else. It's not a personal mix. It's none of that. Frankenstein is what he called it. That's what he called on his channel. That's how it's going to stay, as he called on his channel. Keep it fair over here. And I'll make this statement again. The only personal mix we have of Crow's is on that sample sheet. So you will never see me come on here with a container unless I show proof of receipt that I purchased the item. Then other than that, I don't have it. I only have what's on the sample sheet right there. Just like the UV mix, I have the container and I have what's on the sample sheet right there. We are out of both of them. That's why we're trying to place orders, and that's why he canceled the orders. All right, so no one can say, oh yeah, he did this and did that. No, I'm saying this right on camera so everybody can hear it. We just have the sample sheets that we painted only, okay? But as for the do-it-yourself, we can make as much of that as we want due to the fact that he gave it out for free. All right, there we go. Is that a bit of a disclaimer? I think it is. There it is. Plug this in real quick. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go out and buy a white projection screen, and we're going to coat this onto a white projection screen to see how much of an improvement we get off the white projection screen. Put my Chromecast in. All right, so we have The HG screen paint I got off of eBay for $30, $9.10 for shipping. That is Crow's Do-It-Yourself Metallica Mix right there. This right here is White House paint. And we're going to take, not to be outdone here, let's bring in, none of our stuff can be up there. Let's get this right here. This is Crow's personal mix right here. We're going to set right there in the center. Hey, Marky Ray, I don't know why something just popped in my head. Like, people, this is me every morning. My business partners, this is me in the morning. I enjoy my job. Not the showboat, and I don't care about showboat. I really don't care about showboat, and I got other things to do. Right now, I got these thoughts of man. I'm finishing working on my Japanese tea. I'm in my room with a little tea house. I don't have a tea house. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. Anyway, I bought a pop-up gazebo. That's for the summertime. I got some stuff planned for the summer. I bought a big pop-up gazebo for outside. I'm going to set it up with a projection screen inside so I can watch your movies inside the gazebo. So we're working on a new technology. Like I said, that sun killer. Yeah, so we're going to be applying that to some pretty interesting stuff. And I want to see if I can use it in a gazebo outside at around 12 o'clock. That's going to be cool to watch because summertime's going to be awesome. Yes, it will be. We're going to do some inflatable projection screens. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff. Those of you who want to build outdoor screens for your backyard, I'm going to show you blueprints on how to build some amazing freaking projection screens that you're going to love. So we're going to be doing that too also. All right, so let's get started on this. Let's pull up, where do we want first? Oh, first we fire my projector up first. That we have to do first, shall we? I'm going to put the Chrissy on. Pretty sure I had it a little higher up on that one. What the temperature is freaking hot as I don't know what. Okay. Everybody up front. Anybody want popcorn? No? Okay. We'll take some of this on the white wall too also. Bring it down some. There we go, so we fit in there nicely. Now let's get the tape off. Now mind you, as I pull the tape off, in between the tape will be, that was not a smart idea. In between the tape will be Crow's mix in between. So it's an area that's not painted. I really don't want to stick my foot on there and track paint through my house. Rug. Alright, oaky dokie. Grab our phone so we can set up a video. Let's go with first. Do some 8K demonstrations. Let me bring y'all down a little bit more. I think you're out of the shot. There you go. And let's bring up this one first. No commercial's gonna pop in there first. And everything is in 1080p. My Chromecast in the back is a 1080p Chromecast. The projector is 1080p. And we're doing this in full 1080p right now. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Let's go back to my settings here. I gotta cut my Wi-Fi off. Wi-Fi's been buggy all day today. Well, not just in this one section, but we'll get this going. For some reason it's not reading my Chromecast, which it should be reading. But we got plenty of stuff displaying back and forth for you all to see until we get this up and going, figure out why it's not reading. Now, you see how white this one is in the middle? That is the HD paint by the fellow I bought for $29. And that right there is Crow's Mix right there. And that on the far end is white paint. That's everyday white paint. That's actually Colonial paint with Colonial eggshells, somewhere around there. There's nothing in it at all, just paint. All right, seems that my fire stick, my Chromecast doesn't want to attach itself, right? No biggie. Only one way to skin a cat. It's the reason why, no matter what, I like the Chromecasters when they first came out, but sometimes them suckers will not pick up on your phone and you will have a problem trying to find them. That's what I don't like about them. But the Fire Stick has everything inside. All the programs and everything. You don't have to go in and send this and send that. I know they got the new TV, but still, I just like this one better. Disconnect that, and let's put our Fire Stick in. The Fire Stick has everything in there. Make sure we got small enough so I can read my menu. Let's see. Okay. See, no streaming anything. You just it's already in there. All right. Come on. Dozy. I need to go in and do a search. Alright. There we go. Let's bring in. Oh, there it is, right there, right there. Let's bring that in real quick. There we go. That's perfect. And we're doing contrast levels. As you can see, that Crow's Mix is a little darker, so it's going to pick up better contrast levels. But as you can see, is the personal is identical to the free. Now you see the white paint on the far end? If I were to drop 2 tablespoons of black in there, I can convert it into that one right there, into the free do-it-yourself mix. Well, actually, keep in mind, if I had the white paint, if I had 2 tablespoons, I can convert it to the Metallica Mix 2.0, and then the Metallica Mix 2.0, which would automatically change over to the personal mix. So I guarantee that each one actually changes by how much black paint that you added to the white paint. And there's the fellow in the middle who has the HD mix right there, right there. There's his right there. This This is why I told you when I asked him to do that demonstration with all the different gray screens side by side, he refused to do it. Now we do it with the black silvers all the time. As a matter of fact, with the black silvers, we put the heavy screens against them. We put the Parallax and we put the Dark Star 9s. We put the heavy, more certified screens against that screen. And that gray screen can pull a contrast level to make a Dark Star 9 look like it's pale. You've seen those demonstrations. Where's my markers at? We need to put down this one. That's free. Actually, here's some screens. Oh, this is still wet. Handle that one. And run on that one. So that right there, we put it's a free mix at the top. That's Metallica, that's a personal mix. That is the HD screens right there. Can't write on that one, that's still wet. That one right there is the Colonial, it's Colonial, Colonial white paint. Now, let's go back a minute there. Just a minute, we'll go back a minute. Right there. Look at his skin tones. This is the HD screen paint right there. Now look at the skin tones right there on his screen. How natural that color looks. Look at it next to Crow's. Crow's looks darker. Yeah, you want to talk about how bright your technology is, right? This is somebody else that's completely different from your technology, charges a cheaper price, his shipping cost is cheaper, and look at his white level next to yours. See, the problem with Crow is Crow was to make it believe that in his demonstrations that he's the only one that makes the perfect screen paint. No, he doesn't. That's his paint. The reason why I painted it that way, because I want you to see that strip of his do-it-yourself. That's his do-it-yourself free paint right down the middle of his screen. That's the do-it-yourself mix I made right online. So when you come at my product, because my product, basically that's a black screen. Black screen is going to have a slightly lower white level than a gray screen or a white screen. That's expected. But to label it as basically so dark you can't even see the screen, like your stuff is a God-sent gift and it doesn't have any effect at all whatsoever when it comes to a screen lighter than it. It reacts the same way, Crow. That's how it works. There's your product right there. There's your mix right there. Doing the exact same thing. Look, match. So technically, his product pulls a higher white level than yours, and it costs less. Now, your product will pull a higher contrast level than his because you have a darker, that's a little bit more darker than his. See how that works? So stop thinking you're better than everybody else because you're not. I'll tell you right there from the door. Anytime I do a demonstration, I would tell you there's no way in the world possible that a black screen is ever going to have the ability to be able to pull a white level equal to a screen lighter than it. Now, I could blend into a screen, yeah. I can take his mix right there, throw it against my black screen, do the same demonstration. I could blend his screen, no problem. I could blend his UV mix with no problem. Black screens can do that. But to have a black screen produce a white level as white as a light gray screen, no, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right from the door. It's even described on our website right there. But it's not going to be at the point where it's going to be so dark that the picture quality is going to be unwatchable. And that's the picture he was trying to paint. Funny thing about it is somebody out there had a product that made his product, and he could have easily said that about Crow. He could have said, well, look, I bought his product, and this is his product against mine, and look at the white levels. Look how dark they come up. Look how dirty they come up. They're almost unwatchable. Yeah, okay. Now you got to taste your own medicine, huh? There you go. Let's move on. Oh, wait. Just one more. I'm just showing you how it is. This is your UV mix next to his screen. That's your UV mix next to his screen. Now, I know for a fact we develop black technology. Like I said, it'll never have the ability to produce white levels like a white or gray screen or anything like that. But it is going to be watchable. The colors are going to be bright. It's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be anything where it's going to be so dark you can't even see it. That's not going to happen. It's going to be to produce a bright, beautiful image as it's designed to do. Just not on the level as these screens can perform. Just like if I were to pull a dark star field, our screen could pull that with no problem, where these screens would have a hard time pulling in that black level. Even your UV had a hard time matching a black screen. It came up dark gray. So we could easily say, oh, among contrast levels, we're considered to be king because no one can match us because we're jet black. There you go. I would never say, because I developed the black silver has amazing contrast levels. Next to a 12, oh heck no, that thing would never ever be able to surpass a 12 in no way whatsoever, not ever. Because 12s can produce 100% black levels, where the dark silver produces a higher white level, where the black screen may have a little problem trying to basically be able to lock into it. But when it comes to color, boom, it locks right in with no problem. But you made it sound like, oh, our screens could bring up, they're so dark and dirty and this, that, and the other. And here we are. We have a fellow right here who has a lighter mix than yours, who's producing a better skin tone than your personal mix, your do-it-yourself mix, and your UV mix all at the same time. And he's cheaper. Now, like I said, if you're going to go down that road, this guy is around, what, $29? Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Just let you know that every screen's going to have its pros and cons. That's how it is. Our technology has pros and cons. Other screens have pros and cons. No screen is going to be 100% perfect. That is virtually impossible. But you make it sound like your stuff is. So I had to bring you down a couple of notches by showing you this in this video. And you want to take everybody else's stuff and make it look like it's so flawed. It's so dirty. It's unusable. Only your stuff is the best. Welcome to reality, buddy. Karma is now your best friend. There we go. So now you got somebody on the market who sells a product that's better than yours. So pull the higher white level. Because since, you know, if you do a lot of demonstrations and yours is all about the white levels, you never talk about contrast because you can't produce contrast. You're all about those white levels. Well, now you got somebody on here that has a superior white level than yours. And this product is cheaper. And guess what? He has a category. You can go in there and you can pick out, he has different paints on there that you can pick out. You don't got to email him or none of that nonsense. There's one in there that's bought what I wanted, paid it, and that was done. That was it. Let's go through all that Mickey Mouse cloak and dagger nonsense. He has nothing to hide. Pretty sure he ain't got a video on his YouTube channel showing you how to make it. Now see where the contrast levels comes up? This is where your screen shows a better black level because it's darker. I said better. There you go. So I'm not in here to slander your stuff. I'm here to show you how we do tests over here. That's why you don't want to do demonstrations with us. You don't want to do reviews with us. because we will expose every nook and cranny on your screen. I do it all the time. With my screens, I show white levels. I'll show a bunch of, I'll turn around and take all the sample sheets. I'll throw them against my screen. Tell me if I don't. And I will show white screens first. And I will show you how low our white levels are compared to everybody else's. And then I'll flip on the colors. And your screen might produce some blues and greens and yellows. All the colors will pop, while the other screens will start fading. They'll wash out. Pull the contrast, leave them in the dust. There you go. I know my screens maybe don't produce high white levels, but not to the point where you can't see the screen. Come on now. You just took it too far. As for the other fellow, like I said, next time, man, please hand me over something with a label on it, please. Thank you. If I'm paying for this, I want a label on it. I'll be ordering from you today again. Ordering some more paint from you today. I'll try something else. I want to see if he has a darker. Now I got that one I got from him. I'm gonna order another one. I'm gonna see if he has a darker one than that, because he's got several of them up there. So I'm gonna see if he has a darker one up there. So I'm gonna buy some more from you today. And look at that. I got the paint sitting over there. No cancel orders, no excuses, no nonsense. And guess what, Crow? That went to my post office box with no problem. Went over and had my friend pick it up for me. So your excuses. I'm gonna order another one and have it go to the post office box. We got thunder kicking up outside, man. All right, let's go to, let's bring up an all white screen. We'll, clear that. Make sure I got nothing plugged in upstairs. We're going to do a 10-hour white screen. So you pick a higher white level. Well, Crow, is not you. You ain't got the highest white level, so I'm sorry you ain't got it. Now, like I said, look at that. Now keep in mind, when I told you that the personal mix is exactly like the do-it-yourself mix, they're both producing the same shade of white level. The same exact shade. That tells you something right there. Oh yeah, that definitely tells you something right there. Let's go over to, let me see. See, same color blue. Same color blue here, same color blue there, same color blue on the strip right there. He's mad because he got outed. That's why he's upset. He's upset he got outed. Should have been honest. Let's pull the Starfield demonstration up. Now you're going to come out better on the Starfield demonstration or the night sky because, like I said, your screen's darker. But it's still not producing black. As you can see, it's dark gray. It's not gray, it's like a grayish, but it's still not producing that. Now keep in mind, if he had did the challenge we gave him and asked him to do that demonstration showing off the star and the contrast levels, this is how his screen would have reacted, just like that. That's why he wouldn't do the demonstration. It would have came up gray. He would do the demonstration if the lights were out and we're sitting in the dark, he would have a better chance of probably producing the image. Lights are on the back. There you see, now he has a better chance of producing the contrast level. The darker the area is, the better he's going to show up. He's only going to do contrast levels in the dark. That's why in that one demonstration he was showing up the Cinemax. I swear, it's giving me, every time I say that, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, it kind of gives me flashbacks. Remember Cinemax? Back in the day, it was one of them channels on HBO that they had. It was basically the bad channel that you weren't supposed to watch. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was called. Was it Cinemax? I think it was Cinemax. It was a channel that you weren't supposed to watch. You know what I mean? All the naughty stuff that came on late at night and whatever. I think I'm gonna look that up. I think it was Cinemax. And he lights in the environment, screen washes out. That's why he does those in the dark. This guy's cricket. Well, you had gonna live until you had a cricket get caught in your house, boy. Suckers are loud. All right, spell.
Joseph A. Banks Cyber Week specials and get shirts starting at 3 for $75. Starting at
Voila. Okay, we just blended your screen. The wall literally just blended your screen. There's a wall right there next to your screen right there. That's a beige wall, by the way. The walls are like beige. Well, golly. So the white paint would be around, the Colonial would be around somewhere around, let's see, that would cost you somewhere between like, like $17, $18 a gallon. The fellow in the middle, like I said, his is around $30, but like I said, his does do stuff that the white paint can't do. It does have a slighter contrast in the white paint, just to let you know. Well, actually, Crow's Mix, the do-it-yourself is free. The white wall, the beige wall is mine, so that's not included. And the personal mix would cost you $104 plus $23.19 for shipping. Let's come out of here. It's raining like cats and dogs out there. I'm glad I pulled myself in. Let's see if we can do, let me get the 4K fish. I don't need more 4K fish. Oh, it's this one right here. It's just some colors. Thunder, thunder, lightning, very, very frightening. And Queen. None of them are going to pick up contrast in this. None of them. In case you want to get close to that personal mix. Let's try out my camera. Where's my camera? There we go. Hold up. My zoom's off right here. There we go. I wonder why we're still. Let's have a look at the personal mix and Crow's Mix, do-it-yourself mix, side by side, right up on top of each other. Mind you, we can't add ourselves into this, so we're not in this demonstration at all, period. But I'm going to do one. When I'm going to paint all their screens up, and I'm going to take that black technology and go right down the side of it. You know what it's going to do to it. Can't tell, can you? You literally can't tell. Between his personal mix and it yourself, you can't tell. Let's bring up some white scenes. I'm going to bring up the wolves.
For people living with HIV, keep being
See which ones will bring up that higher white level. There you go, Crow. So you can see that right offhand. HD screens pull up a higher white level than your screens. It makes your screen look dark. Sure. Product right there. I left a little strip right there, just so you can see the difference between how dark your product is when you think it's really that light. And it isn't. That's a reality check for you. How dark you come to his screen paint. See, the thing about it is, Acrylic doesn't care about contrast levels. He really doesn't. He's all about white levels, white levels, white levels. He's constantly preaching about white levels. How white levels are this and white levels are that. White levels are important. We understand that, but that's what he preaches on. You literally got a fellow out here now that has a white level that's higher than yours that can make your screen look dark. And if he does the same trick that you do, like turn out the lights to improve contrast, then he's pretty much on your level right there from the door. So I'm curious if he has a more of a, if he has a mix that's pretty much in between this one, not too dark, but not too white, he would blow your screen clean out of the water. Literally. He would be able to pull your contrast level on your screen with no problem, and he would pull a white level that actually outperform your screen with no problem whatsoever. I'm gonna go find, see if he has it. If he has it, I'll find it from him today. But I can tell exactly what he would have to do. He would need, I know exactly where he would have to hit that contrast level in order to outperform your screen. Because he already got you on white levels already. He's dominated you already in white levels. That's easy. If he can just tweak it just a little bit, with the contrast is just a little bit more darker, he'll level your screen. Because that means he can do the exact same thing your screen can do when it comes to the contrast levels, but when it comes to white levels, you couldn't touch them. I could show him how to increase that white level even higher than that. Or even if he did darken, even if he did add in a pinch to add the darkening just a little bit, it wouldn't even affect it at all, period. I could code his screen for him. I might do that. I might give you a little competition. I might talk to this fellow. I might give him some information on how to code his screen. Not the technology we're doing. We'll give him something older that we're not even using anymore. We'll make his stuff so more advanced that basically he'll have to do side-by-side demonstrations. He'll crush you in the process. Because his white levels are flawless. They are really, really good. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. That is really clean. That is freaking clean. That's why I like the blue screens. That blue screen we developed, the white levels on that are beautiful. And that screen's blue. But that is free. It's clean. It's beautiful. It's clean. Since you're a person that's bent on freaking white levels, you just freaking obliterated your freaking screen just now. Look at that. I'm sorry, I don't keep rude here, but he literally trashed your screen. He trashed your freaking screen. I can't wait to see what that freaking pro screen comes in and does. And that was cheaper. He crushed your screen, buddy. He right before with it. His white levels right now, equivalent to your screen paint, is like your personal mix trying to take on a Starfield demonstration on our black screens. You would get obliterated going against a black screen in contrast levels. Keep in mind, like I said, your UV mix, I can blend that screen easy on a black screen when it comes to colors. That's not a problem. But I pull you into the black zone, you're gone. You don't even exist anymore. That black silver can hide I can hide your screen in that screen. And that screen still pulls a higher contrast in your gray. But this right here, this fellow right here, I mean, even when I was doing gray screen paints, I never had a white level that high. I got to give him his perks. Never had a white level that freaking high. But he could just tweak that just enough where the contrast levels can actually match your screen, and then he can keep those white levels, maintain them. You're done. Yes, I'll give him credit there. His white levels are really, really good. Really good. I don't sit there and think myself is the best or better than everybody else. I've seen screens out there. When I first went against the Black Diamond took my screen apart. I was like, Dad, come on, like, really?
They're working with this kind of technology. When I wanted to get Seymour AV to Seymour AV 1.3, it blew out one of my silver screens. I completely demolished it. I was like, wow. Instead of me getting upset by it and basically crying and whining and pulling the whole snowflake syndrome, I learned to basically concentrate and harness all that information into building better technology so I could go side by side. That's why we developed that screen that was you're running off 50 lumens that could go side by side to a TV on 50 lumens, because we learned how to build a different way on how to develop technology to reflect and draw more light without hotspotting. Learn from them. I'm sitting there hating on everybody. Pretty sure you probably hate on this guy too now. Probably try to buy his product. I guarantee, I bet you bar none that this hater is gonna go out and buy his product and try to do it side by side and try to tarnish this guy's name. I guarantee you. You get a chance to see. Go ahead, do it. We can all see what you are. You'll probably go after all of them and probably try to say, well, my product's better and it does this and does that, so and so and so. Okay. Do a white snowstorm on your screen and see what happens. But you want to get in the white levels. I don't think you want to go against this guy. Let's put in a J and K. I got to see that one right there. J and K. Yeah, HD screens. I'm going to be buying some more for you today because I like what you got here. Now, I'm not going to do any more tests against my stuff because there's no point. My stuff is going to dominate with no problem. But other than that, on the level that he's selling it on, the field that he's in, against people like Crow like that, oh yeah, Partey, yeah, your stuff is done. You're not competing against this. Let's go over and get some white levels on this fella. I'm going to get some skin tones. That's what I want, some real good skin tones. Oh, you know what'd be nice? That Skyworth commercial, the one that has all the white levels in it with the girl cooking the food, that I gotta see. Now, in that one, you may pick up brighter colors because, like I said, your product is a little darker, but when it comes to them skin tones, he's gonna blow you clean out of the water. Because he's just a little off when it comes to the colors. But his white levels are flawless. They put Crow under. Let me see what we got going on here. Let's bring up that Skyworth. I'm going to have to, buddy, I'm going to do you some honors. I'm going to go and buy myself a 100-inch screen. I'm going to coach you to a 100-inch screen. We don't have to do your sample sheets no more. Not this nonsense. We're going to put you on a big screen. And we'll put you against Crow. If we can just get our hands on the rest of the screen paint, which he won't sell us. Well, he ain't going to sell it to us. We don't need it. We can make his product right here. All right, let me go over here. I know Crow Boys right now is ranting right now. They gotta be ranting right now. You can't rant, can you? You've been zipped. Can't rant. I know you rant right now. What you think right now? Crow Boys are ticked off right now, talking, no, you understand. That wasn't him in the video. It was a clone. All right, good theories. I think the tinfoil hat's on too tight, though. Yeah, it was probably a clone. It was a clone, right? Clone, artificial intelligence. That's what it was. T2, you know what I mean? Terminator, exoskeleton. That's what it was. Okay. They have the crazy excuses. Aliens abducted them for that day and brought them down. That's what it was. Okay. Men in black suit. There's a little alien side of them operating them. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. I'm just coming up with some of the excuses that you have. Paper mache. Maybe that puppet. Somebody was up on the roof dangling some strings. I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys got some weird theories. I bet you right now you're probably sitting in a Facebook room right now trying to explain to people that Area 51 has real aliens. But let's move on. All right, let's go over to, I want that J and K. That's what I want, because I want to see the skin tones on these females versus this product he has. I like I said, when I first pulled open the can, I thought it was white paint. I literally thought it was white paint. I was like, is this stuff white? Like, this guy just sell me a can of white paint? Like, really? And then when I actually started to dry, it started turning gray. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Now, my years of developing gray screen paints, I have never had anything that produced like that on a white level. Would I go back into making gray screen paints? No. Dare you ask me such a question? That's not my field anymore. J and K. I should have it here. J and K. J and K. Do I have? No, this is not the which one. Hold on a minute. J and K. Okay. Came kind of close. Oh, what the frick is this? Oh, this is all freaking white rocks and some kind of snow. Look, you can't even see it in the commercials. His white levels are real low. The HD screens is good. So you have to understand, this is what Crow is bent on. He's bent on these white levels, white levels, white levels. But you don't need contrast, you don't need a dark screen. You have to have contrast, you have to have a dark screen to pull images up. Keep in mind, all these screens like that, if we this sample sheet right here, this huge screen right here, if we ran this next to a black screen and all the demonstrations we do, all of these wouldn't do too well. They would fail miserably. Take them outside, hit them with do star fill, dark concentration, do color patterns. They wouldn't be able to go side by side to a black screen or blue screen and the dark screens we develop. But since he's so bent on white levels being the best, you pretty much have somebody here now that has a white level that is far higher than yours. And his contrast isn't that bad, to tell you the truth. I mean, for a screen that color that high, the contrast isn't that bad. He's making your screen look dirty. Look at his contrast levels. I mean, it could be much better, but like I said, it is pretty good for a screen that literally is that white. And that's not Crow's screen right there. That's my wall on the other end. Let's bring this in a little bit closer, because I want to make sure we do this on the book. Everybody squished in here as much as we possibly can. Now, even if I squeeze the image in, and keep in mind, the smaller the screen, the tighter the pixels, the brighter the image, his white levels are still outmatching yours. And look, his contrast is almost close to yours. Sure about that. Bump the daylight to you. There you go. Bent on white levels. When I tell everybody this screen's too dark, well, this guy, like I said, he just leveled your screen just now. Look at his black levels. Look at that. That ain't bad. That's actually pretty good for a screen that's producing a white level, and his black levels are that dark. Like I said, next to our black technology, we already tested next to our black technology. No, he's not going to pull off what rare screens can do. But for his level where he's at, he's pulling off a very good, and it's a gray. It would be an ashy kind of gray. He's pulling off a really good black contrast level. And then look at his white levels next to Crow's product. Yeah, you Crow boys out there, gonna call yourself HD Screen Boys from now on. That's your name from now on, HD Screen Boys. Because this is where you should be at. If you're going to be going down that level, this is a level. See, people got certain levels they want their product in. Customers will always buy from me, number one, because they want that black contrast level. They want them high-end screens. That's what I offer. That's why I test my screens against the high-end, high-performance screens, because I got customers that basically want that best when it comes to high-tech screens, and that's what I offer. That's why my demonstrations are different from everybody else's. You won't see any of these people doing my demonstrations at all. Bar none, they won't be doing them. But for people who basically are doing the mid-level, they want that mid-level, you know what I mean? Maybe they can't afford the $89. Maybe they can't afford so and so and so. But at least you know now there's somebody out there that you could buy from that would cost you $29 a quart, and it does pull pretty decent contrast levels. But the white levels, since that's what Crow's so bent on all the time, by talking about how bright his white levels are, this guy literally just put you to shame. His white levels are flawless. That snow looks white. I mean, white, 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 white. And this is supposed to be your personal mix. It's supposed to be producing these beautiful, beautiful white images better than anyone else's. God, you sound like somebody I swear is about to come out of office.
All right. Let's scoot to do. I think in the future, I want to talk to this man. Now, I'm talking about using them for technology we're developing, but I'm talking about designing a more budget product for other people that may not be afford our level with our technology. He'd be perfect for that field. I would definitely hire him. So you, my friend, will be getting an amazing review from me, even though you didn't give me the label, which I didn't like, but I will give you an amazing review. And I also will show you these pictures. I'll send some pictures over. Next time, put the label on it, you can get notification. I'll buy some more from you today. Thank you so much. Easy transaction. Easy transaction. Went in, bought the product. It's here. Go buy from Kroger, cancel. Go buy from Kroger, cancel. Go buy from Kroger, cancel. Can't ship it to a post office box. Box looks unsecure. His package went to a post office box. It's right here in my living room right now. It's going against your screen right now. Excuses, excuses, excuses. We're on snow and you're a snowflake. Enjoy. Yeah, I got that right. That's not professional. It's funny how when I do it, it's not professional, but when he does it, it's professional. Crow Boy, oh, I forgot. You're not Crow Boys anymore. We can call you HD Screen Boys. Now, look at that. Look at that. I'm impressed. I'm really freaking impressed by his product. That is clean. God, it's clean. Don't get me wrong, like I said, if I put that product against my screen, oh, it's lights out. I'm not going to do that to them. That's not. I did some demonstrations already to show the difference between the two. I have to do that regardless. I have to do that. But I'm not going to do that on that level. He deserves his minute of fame. That is good. Yeah, that's all I need to see. I'm done. That's all I need to see. He destroyed the paint scrub. He destroyed it. He did. He wrecked it. I'm sorry, but he did. Oh, I'm fixing my baby. Yes, soon. Yeah, I got to do some repairs on it. That's basically that. Creep that monster. Yeah, I figured out. I found out. Oh, the story behind the projector. So you know I bought that projector, right? Got it for like $300 or something like that. But I can't get my money back. I'm not saying I can't. I can file a complaint. I could get my money back. But I refuse to get my money back because you know where that money went at for that projector? It went to charity. I bought it from a charity group. That's where I bought it from. So when the projector got here, it had some problems with it, like this ripple red bar going back and forth, and the image kept getting dark and darker coming out. So like I said, you know, I can go file a charge back and get my money back. Guess what? When I take the money back, guess who it comes out of? It comes out of people who need it more than me. So guess what? I'm just going to keep the projector. That's all. So I may lose $300, but and technically I don't lose $300 because it goes to somebody who needs it more than me. So I didn't really lose anything. I just basically just did something a little better than buying a projector. So that's how I see it. So I'm going to keep it. Whether it works or not, I'm still going to keep it. And that's just how it is. But I'm not going to get my money back. I'm just going to basically explain to them that I don't want it and they can keep it because it's going towards somebody, like I said, that needs it more than me. I'll figure a way to fix it. And if I can't get it fixed, then God will bless me to get another one, and I'll just basically sell off the parts because that lens right there is about $2,000, and the case right there is about $900. But like I said, God always blesses me to get my money back, so I don't worry about that. But anyway, like I said, yeah. And to show you that he's not the same as white paint, I'm gonna show you why. This is white paint. His paint is gray. See right here? See the difference? When I rolled it on, I had a few people telling me that, oh, that's white paint. Like, no, that's not white paint. His paint is gray, which is interesting because it's producing a white level just as high as the white screen. Did you see that in there? His screen was matching a white screen perfectly. Perfectly. That's why I was saying, you got to be freaking kidding me. I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. See that? His screen is actually gray. And this screen right here is white, and he matched it perfectly. And not only did he match it perfectly, but he blew Crow screen, his personal mix that's supposed to be so super high bright, he blew that screen out of the water. Yeah, he did a good job on that. He did a real good job on that. I'm gonna order some more from him. Now, next time one of my clients call me up and say, because sometimes my stuff is too dark for them, and I say, hey Ken, can you point me in a direction of somebody that I can get a product from? We want like a low light gray screen, because I don't do light gray screens. I'll tell them right from the door, like, no, I don't do that. It's not my field. Hell, I'll point him to this guy right here. I'll definitely get business to run to his way. Good job, very good job. Now, what people didn't realize that his screen was sitting next to a white screen the whole time. That's why I painted that side white. Just to show you that even though his screen it looks like it's white when it came out, it dried gray. And not only did it dry gray, it matched the white screen and it outperformed Crow's screen easily. All right, so look, what I'm gonna do is, those movie chairs are freaking hot. I like them. I'm gonna get one of these setups one day. I'm gonna get one of these setups. But I should have did that upstairs at the basement. And I should have did the basement this way. I should have did the basement. The basement's big enough to put a movie theater in there. But what I'm gonna do is this is his product right here, right there. What I'm going to do is I think we're done here with these demonstrations. Pretty much we've already proven that Crow's stuff actually matches his own stuff. So we know where that one's going. And the bottom of the link, I'm going to post the demonstration of me basically making his product. I mean, making his product from instructions, from watching this video of him showing me make the product, because he already pulled the video down. The video's gone. You can't find it. Go look for it. You're not going to find it. He pulled the video down the minute we actually displayed the video. But I do have parts of the video looking at the instructions on how he showed me how to make the product. And like I said, quite frankly, he can't get upset. He can't get angry. He can't get mad at me. That is you on the video showing people how to make a product that's interesting, blended perfectly with a screen paint that you now sell. So like I said, I'll do the math on that one. All right, I got orders to take care of. I got to get those labels cut out and get everything taken care of. That's basically about it. I wanted to go out and do it. I'm supposed to be doing a spray-on version of the Invisible Blue, but right now it's raining right now, so we can't do that. And right now, all projects are on hold for right now until the customers are taken care of. On Saturday, I think we're going to launch the Big Boy Kit. So the Big Boy Kit, if you heard about it, it's a gallon screen paint. We're going to keep it at the Black Friday sale at $180, but it's going to come with a free blackout cloth that is going to be 8 feet by 10 feet. So, you know, there you go, free blackout cloth. People have been asking me for that, and I talked to a vendor last night, and they were like, we have it here, but we only have it 8 by 10. I was trying to get it like 10 by 20 for you guys, but I couldn't get that. I can only get 8 by 10. So you get it for free. All right, I got to go. Thank you all for your time, and God bless. Yeah.